An interview with Sir Edmund Hillary. Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay were the first men to successfully climb Mount Everest. Sir Edmund Hillary was born in 1919 and grew up in Auckland, New Zealand. It was in New Zealand that he became interested in mountain climbing. Although he made his living as a beekeeper, he climbed mountains in New Zealand, then in the Alps, and finally in the Himalayas, where he climbed 11 different peaks of over 20,000 feet. By this time, Hillary was ready to confront the world's highest mountain. Sir Edmund's life was darkened by the loss of his wife and daughter in a plane crash in 1975. He continued to occupy himself with environmental causes and humanitarian work on behalf of the Nepalese people for the rest of his life. He died at his home in New Zealand at the age of 88, mourned by his countrymen and by legions of admirers around the world. In 1951, Hillary was invited to join a New Zealand climbing team that trekked in the Himalayan mountains. Later, he was chosen for an Everest exploration team led by his old hero, Eric Shipton. Hillary's great energy and mountaineering skills won him a spot on the 1953 British Everest expedition team. The British had been trying for nearly 40 years to be the first to scale the world's highest mountain. Finally, on May 29, 1953, Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing Norgay became the first men to stand on top of the world. To learn more about their adventure, read the following interaction he had with students in 1996. Question: how did you have enough energy to climb the Mount Everest? Answer: I was very fit and had much climbing experience. Question: I was wondering if you have any thoughts on the tragedy in the spring of 1996 on Everest, in which several people were killed. For example, do you think unacceptable risks were taken? What you might have done differently? Answer: many people have been getting too casual about climbing Everest. I forecast a disaster many times. Question: how can other mountains you've climbed be compared to Everest? Can you think of another peak that's challenged you as much as Everest? Answer: other mountains have more technically difficult routes than Everest, but none have that vast 8,848 meters of extreme height. Question: how did you sleep on Mount Everest? Answer: sleeping is always difficult at high altitude, so we didn't sleep much. Question: what was the most difficult part of your adventure? Answer: strong motivation is the most important factor in getting you to the top. Question: did you have to carry all your own food, or was there some food available on the mountain, such as plants? Answer: we carried all our own food. Question: I know from reading your story that you were trained for a long time and also are a courageous man. But was there a time up on Everest when you were scared? Can you describe what was happening? Answer: I was scared many times on Everest, but this is all part of the challenge. When I fell down a crevasse, it was pretty scary. Question: what did it look like up that high on the mountain? How long did it take you to climb Mount Everest? Answer: from the summit we could see at least 100 miles in every direction. It took 7 weeks to go from base camp to the top, but only 3 days coming down. Question: how many pounds of food did you take? What kind of food did you eat? Answer: high on the mountain, food is repugnant and you have to make yourself eat. Most of our energy came from very sweet drinks, mostly hot, weak tea with lots of sugar. Question: how did you feel when you reached the top of Everest? Were you able to see anything? What did the world look like from up there? Answer. On the summit of Everest, I had a feeling of great satisfaction to be there first. We could see a vast distance in every direction, mostly mountains, glaciers, and high plateaus. Question. How does it feel to be called Sir? What was it like being knighted? That must be really cool. Answer. Becoming a Sir is slightly uncomfortable at first, although it is a considerable honor. It is amazing how quickly you become accustomed to it. I still have the same friends and a similar way of life. The actual knighting took place in Buckingham Palace by the Queen of England. It was a very impressive ceremony. Question. Is there some message you would like to give to the young people and kids? Answer. Yes. I would like to tell all the kids and the young people that challenges are a part of our life and we should never give up. Repeat. Yes, I would like to tell all the kids and the young people that challenges are a part of our life and we should never give up our efforts just because of these challenges. Face the challenges courageously and emerge winner. There is no other feeling like the feeling of being a winner. So, set your goal and start working hard to attain that goal. Fun of spelling. Do you find it hard to learn the spellings of English words? Nisha also felt so. Read the story and learn how Nisha overcame her fear. Nisha was lying on her bed. She was absorbed deep in thoughts. Her class teacher will take a spelling test tomorrow, she recounted. She had warned that whoever fails in the test would be turned out of the class. She was so strict, but Nisha could never remember spellings properly. She had even tried to cram, but had failed. It's really so hard, she lamented. She had been thinking hard what to do. Suddenly, she felt the presence of someone in the room. As she looked around, she found a group of tiny figures that looked like the English alphabets. They were strange people wearing brightly colored clothes. Their hands and legs were long, which curved and curled about as they moved. One of them, a little bigger than the others, seemed to be their leader. Who are you? Nisha almost screamed. Nisha, we are your 26 little friends. We've come to help you, their leader said. But I don't know you and I don't need your help either. Nisha was still puzzled. Attention, friends, take your positions, the leader called out. And at once all of them stood up in 2 different rows, 5 in one row with their leader in the front and the remaining 21 in another row. Oh, now I can recognize. You are the alphabets, Nisha almost shouted in excitement. You are right, the leader smiled. We know that you face difficulty in using us, but now we will help you. Take any difficult word, we shall show you how easy it is to spell it, he added. Impossible, Nisha spoke out almost instantly. Friends, come on, make it possible for Nisha, the leader said. At once some figures came forward and made the formation. I am impossible. How funny, it seems so easy, Nisha giggled. It's not at all difficult. Yes, Nisha, it's not at all difficult. Once again the figures formed the word. What fun! Nisha was very excited. Now I have understood. I have to break the word first and then I can easily write them correctly. You are right, Nisha, the leader said. But remember, before writing the spelling of something, you will have to pronounce it correctly. Only then can you write the proper spelling without making any mistake. Thank you so much for your suggestion. I shall always keep it in mind. Goodbye, Nisha. Now sleep well and don't be afraid of the school test. You will definitely do well. Nisha opened her eyes and found her mother calling her to wake up and get ready for the school. So, it was nothing but a dream, Nisha thought. But her performance in the test that day was not a dream at all.